Hello everyone, Ellington here, and we are off to a spicy start to this battle. We have got ourselves a 3 versus 3 on the settlement of Thessaloniki, and as you can see, we are right off and going with a awesome cav charge. We've got Chimeria coming out with 3 units of Steppe Lancers, actually getting into some archers here and doing a little bit of damage to these mercenary Cretans from Carthage. Steppe Lancers from Chimeria are not exactly like high-tier units by any means, but they are fast and they can do some damage to things like archers. So today, for this 3v3, we have not a full Dragon Corps game. On one side, we've got some players from the Dragon Corps Discord. They are the defenders, I believe. We've got Chimeria here being commanded by Tityrond. And then we've got Swaby being commanded by Grey Wolf. And finally, Macedon being commanded by Bearded Warband. If you guys haven't heard of him, he does some YouTube stuff. I will put a link in the description for him. He is getting into YouTube, and it'd be awesome if you guys go over there and show him your love. Now, for the attackers, we have Carthage being commanded by JJJ, Kush being commanded by King, and Bactria being commanded by Bloodless Angel. So, yeah. But yeah, once again, led off with a pretty awesome cav charge. Chimeria's cavalry came out of the beach gate here, ran down this way, and went up the hill. Now, between these two units, 54 kills and 71 kills is pretty good for Steppe Lancers. And they're probably going to get a few more here. Look at that. Nicely done. But you can see the noble cavalry general for Carthage really annihilated that other cav unit. Swaby doing, look at this, going after the cavalry over here, including the Jinn for Kush. Yeah, he got their generals exposed and took advantage of it. As you can see on the front end, we've got the siege equipment moving forward for the attackers. Got Swaby, looks like, he's holding the main line here. Got a bunch of Bloodsworn and Club Levy, Kimby Bowwomen, more Bloodsworn. And then, doesn't look like they're moving the armies quite up yet. The siege equipment hasn't quite gotten to the walls. Hope everybody is doing well. It's been a little while. Just been kind of a crazy week, and glad to be back getting some stuff out for you guys. And I know we did the hot seat event recently. That was a lot of fun. Something new that we're doing with the channel is on the community tab on the channel here. There, every week, every Wednesday, I am putting out a poll of 3 generals from a period of history, and just kind of seeing, it's more of a kind of like people's favorite historical figure type deal. So it's been a lot of fun figuring, out, who of these historical figures kind of stand out to people. Recently, we've had, William the Conqueror. And then previous to that, if I remember correctly, oh man, I'm trying to remember who won the first one. Might have to hold on. We're gonna figure this out. While this attack you can see we're getting closer to the walls here. William the Conqueror won the last one. Okay, and then it was Belisarius won the first one. But this next one, I haven't decided who's going to be on it yet, but don't forget to go check that out. It'll be under the community tab, and I'd love to get your guys' feedback on what you think and who you vote for. Belisarius won at a 53%, with Lucius Cornelius Sulla coming in at second place with 30%, and finally Parmenion with 17%. And then for the most recent poll, we had William the Conqueror at 52%, Rodrigo Diaz de Vivar, or El Cid Campeador, coming in at 27%, and Harold Hadrada coming in at 21% in third place. So, once again, take a look at that. Look at this second unit, the second wave of Steppe Lancers coming in and engaging the noble cavalry again. Looks like we've got the mercenary Scutari going to come down and help finish that off. Step Lancers and getting a couple kills. They're actually getting through this loose formation line, and it looks like they may have some juicy archers to go after. Some Libyan infantry kind of in the way, but if they do this right, they can sneak right around here. That's a noble fighter as well. Now on the front gate, they've broken down a couple walls, but they have not quite gone into the settlement. Over here, they can't even use their siege towers anymore. Since there's no way off of this wall, you cannot land on this wall anymore. Nor can you land on this wall. Ooh, and get some javies through the gate at the unit that was breaking it down. The swordman unit, I think that even tried going through the gate. You can see the oil getting some men there. There we go. Now you got some swordsmen going through the breach, being countered off by Bloodsworn. And then a club levy getting some javi tosses into the swordsmen. Bloodsworn are going to do well here. Swordsmen, a cheap, not very good unit. And Bloodsworn have a 33 charge bonus, so they got a really nice charge into that. Now, what you probably should do here is switch these units out. Have the club levy go in so you can kind of reset your charge for your Bloodsworn. And, you know, still nothing quite moving up yet. I mean, I guess Bactria has got some stuff slowly moving forwards. There you go. The swordsman broke. Bloodsworn with 70 kills on that initial charge. Well, the charge got like 30 kills. The other 40 was from the extended combat. But now a Showtail warrior coming in. Now the big issue for the Showtails is that Bloodsworn are low armor, so their main benefit is pretty much useless. The AP damage of the Showtails is not quite as useful against Bloodsworn from Swaby. So their biggest mistake that they're doing here is they do not have any archers up here. If the attackers got their archers up here, it would be pain, pain, pain for Swaby. There you go, Club Levy charging in against the swordsman. Club Levy not quite as good in like the charging as the Bloodsworn. But Club Levy with 2 chevrons are not too shabby. Typically, I like to throw in some chevrons onto my Bloodsworn. It makes them a little better. You know, Bloodsworn with like 2 chevrons are almost as good as Wolf Warriors. I like to see factions like Chimeria here. Just a different faction you don't see very often. Swaby is Jen all the way back here. It's a noble rider. Now this is Thessaloniki, so the point is here. This city is pretty much the same as another one called Brundisium, but Brundisium's point is back here instead. That's really the main difference between the two settlements. Now I'm intrigued to see if anybody decides to go here. The big thing for that is going to be that you have a pretty stiff defense waiting for you. You've got Bloodsworn holding the front end, backed up by Kimbri bowwomen, young axes, and then the hill behind, full of thorax swords from Macedon. Now the downside to that for the defenders is the artillery. Typically, as the attackers on this settlement, if you shell this hill, you're going to get kills. Swordsmen going up against Club Levy. Club Levy going against Swordsmen and Showtails. Wow. Now we might get a counter charge again. Maybe not. I guess Bloodsworn, he must not have been paying attention. The Bloodsworn, well, can they get to charge? The Shotel Warriors reformed. There you go. Maybe. I don't know. That's not much of a charge, but pretty sure they just walked into combat there, but it's fine. There you go. Nice switch there, Swaby. Club's Levy pulling out. Bloodsworn charging in. Swordsmen are going to get annihilated there. Now, interestingly, Swaby pulling out of the hill. Young Axe is moving forward towards the breach. Swaby probably got out of there because of the archers pulling up. Mercenary Syrians from Bactria. That would be my assumption. Now, the thing about this settlement is the hill here can make this part of the defense very, very difficult. Archers can typically get in here and fire into this area. But it doesn't look like they're quite doing it. Another thing you can do is a movable artillery can come up here and really make life hell for the defenders. There you go. Bloodsworn going back into combat. 65 kills, 72. Look at that, just from the charge. Then the Bloodsworn here pulled out from the gate, but they probably... Oh, they switched out with a Club Levy. Club Levy, 131 kills. Bloodsworn, 152. Here we go. Bactria coming in. Thorax Swords, 24 kills. But Macedon countering with his own Thorax. 78. Young Axe is getting ripped up, man. Not a very good unit, Young Axes. You know, maybe if they're like 190 gold. Maybe if they were like 210 and had Pila, I feel like they'd be a lot more usable. But the fact that they don't have Pila is really, really painful. Shotel Warriors, another unit coming in. So you got 2 units here. But I'm going to be honest, this combination of Bloodsworn cycle charging is really taking a toll on Kush here. And honestly, Kush is really what they need to eat their way through Macedon and Chimeria. So what really should be happening here is somebody else should be leading us off. Maybe Carthage or Bactria. Here you go. Kush, his archers up on the hill here, shooting over at the Swaby units, and Swaby really doesn't want to see that. And that's 2 units of Royal Kushites. A lot of money. 3 units of Royal Kushites. It's a lot of money. So that's 1,400, 2,100 gold right there. And I bet you he's got a 4th one too. Yeah, 2,800 gold on his archers. That's way too much, man. I don't agree with that. Chimeria here, his Chimerian heavy archers will beat the Royal Kushites, and they're 100 gold less. Swaby, I believe, is now giving up the gate because of the archer presence. Swaby really can't deal with that. His 20 armor is not going to handle the 40 missile damage of the Royal Kushites. Macedon, I believe, is trying to execute a fallback here. This unit's pretty fresh. This one's pretty fresh. It's got a lot more units back this way. A lot of reserves from Swaby. Yeah, it looks to me like Swaby is giving up the gate. Honestly, like on both sides, the gate and the wall here. Looks like they're giving it up. Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, especially with the archer presence. They kind of have to, you know, pick their battles. Look at this, Macedon. 3 units of mercenary Thracian warriors. I love seeing it. And then Thorough Spears back here. Royal Peltas General. Now the next fun part is going to be the artillery barrage that they're going to have to now handle. Oh, look at that. Right down this clump of units that are retreating from Swaby. They seem to be giving a hell of a lot up back here. Where are they going? Kind of intrigued. Macedon actually holding the hill. And then a couple units holding the center here. Bloodsworn, Hoplites, got Chimerian Heavy Archers here. I think the Chimerian Heavies are... I figured they'd be trying to take on the Kushites, but they only have like one unit set up there. Mercenary Samnite Warriors, Thorax Swords, all getting ready to attack up this hill. Probably taking some nasty javelin volleys here. Samnite Warriors, got the Mercenary Syrian Archers in. And I think Mastodon's moving his archers forward to take that fight. And then he brought a Rhodian Slinger. So maybe they're going to give up. They're going to hold this. And I'm going to guess they'll probably end up holding like that. And then it looks like they're going to continue holding the hill. Got the two Thorax Swords from Bactria and Macedon kind of just staring at each other, honestly. You got like 5 guys that are fighting here, and the rest of the units are like, hey, man, get out of our city. I don't want you here. Swaby coming up to back up Macedon. Risky business because of that right back there. And then there you go. Chimeria pulling back. Once again, I'm going to bet that he's probably going to hold kind of like that. You can see more units from Kush that are, well, yeah. Swaby turning his artillery around, going to shoot the units that move that direction. Ooh, man, Swaby's got a juicy target right there. 3 units of Shotel Warriors just chilling, man. That's what I'd be shooting at. Nice clumped up formations. Looks like the best part of the battle is on the hill right now. Thorax Swords and Bloodsworn kind of helping each other out, duking it here. Fighting up against Bactria. And then the Cretans and the Syrians now duking it out. Now, they have a little bit of an issue right there. The Bloodsworn in the center here is only 30 men, 184 kills. Macedon's probably going to need to throw in either throw spears or he's got a Thorax Sword here. He's probably going to need to put in that gap. Otherwise, they're going to have a little bit of an issue there. Samnite Warriors and, yeah, actually getting shot in the side by the Cimbri Bowwomen. 11 kills on them. Chimerian Heavy is already up to 63 kills. Chimerian Heavy Archers, they have 40 missile damage and 35 armor. Cretan Archers here have 40 missile damage, but only have 30 armor. You look at Syrian Archers, they've got 35 and 40. So you kind of, with the Chimerians, you kind of get the best of both worlds. Actually, it looks like Bactria gave up that fight. He did not like that fight, apparently. I'm wondering though, if he had brought in his elite Persian archers, he could probably beat these Cretans here, especially, Macedon. Probably want to spread these Cretans out a little bit, having them all on top of each other. You're kind of hurting how your volleys are taking place. You go, actually a new Bloodsworn, well, a different Bloodsworn going into the middle where the first Bloodsworn was broken. Went in, got a charge, and I think pulling out a little early there. I'm not sure. Maybe he's just getting his infantry out of the combat as a whole. Now in the center, we've got a couple units charging in against the Chimerian Hoplites. Get some screenshots here. Got some show tells. And actually a Mercenary Samnite Warrior as well. Another Hoplite moving forward. And then he's got a Chimerian Heavy that's actually come over to the side that looks to be shooting over the Cretan Archers. That 40 missile damage is going to hurt that 35 or that 30 armor of the Cretans. They are not going to enjoy that at all. Thorax Sword moving up. And I think that other fresh one from the top of the hill, I think it has now gone in now as well. Got another Thorax, 103 kills, 74 men left it. Now for the attackers, double Chevron, 114. Over here got one for 89 with 216 kills. Gallic warriors and Samnite warriors moving up for Carthage. I don't know, this seems to be the primary push of the attackers. At least that's what it looks like to me. If you could take the hill, you could put a lot of pressure down these 3 avenues here. Work your way towards the point, which once again, this on Thessaloniki is down over here. Chimerian Heavy is actually getting a good side shot on Showtells over here. 74 kills, and then a fresh one with only 6 kills. Kimbri Bowman 42 and 17. Carthage got some Scutari ready to move up. Mercenary Syrian Archer is back here. Actually got some solid kills, 58. And then I'm betting these two probably haven't shot very much. Here come the Royal Kushites for Kush, obviously. This Shotel warrior really took some damage from that Chimerian Heavy. And they are losing some troops down the center here. Mercenary Samnites are really the best unit they've got set up in this center. The Shotel behind it is pretty beat up, so I'm not sure it's going to do a whole lot. Royal Kushite's actually moving, I think, a little bit out of position. He luckily noticed it in time, and he's lucky that the defenders didn't have a unit set up behind that hoplite to stop it or to charge out against that archer. Libyan infantry throwing jabbies over at the hoplites. 110 kills on the hoplites now. Wow. No, I can't talk today. 110 on the Libyan infantry now. Against the hoplites have lost about 11. Another Libyan infantry. They're going to need to throw something in here soon, and they need these archers to try and take on the Chimerians. But they're going to need all 4 that they've got, possibly more than that. If they could get Carthage's archers in here as well, they can beat the Chimerian heavies. But 4 versus 4, the Chimerians should win that fight. So really not the fight that the attackers want to take. Defense on the top here seems to be going relatively well for the defenders. Bounce power, I would say, is actually a bit in favor of the attackers right now. Look at this nasty little angle here. Thorough spears shooting right over at the thorax swords. But then also archer fire coming in on the thorough spears. I'm not sure that's the best target for the Thuros, honestly. Honestly, a good target would be the Rhodian slingers right here. Oh, the thorax and the... Yeah, look at that, right in their sides. Now, the thing that the attackers could have going for them in this archer fight is that the Chimerian heavies have been shooting at other things, so they may not have the ammo to take the fight. But look at this Royal Kushite, this one already breaking. And we'll see if they continue the fight, but here's some Cretan archers from Carthage. Maybe they're going to get involved. All right, the Cretans from Carthage are focusing the archers here. So, looks like Chimeria might pull up. I don't know. They're sitting here. Maybe they set these guys up to take on the Cretans. They might be able to handle that. Hoplite probably going to need to go into the combat here. We hear 88 kills, 111 kills for the Chimerian heavies. Wonder how much ammo he's got, because he's sitting here tanking it. He's not gonna. Doesn't look like he's trying to run. Seems to be shooting this Royal Kushite. The Syrian 72, 111. Got a Libyan Peltis. That's a interesting call. With Carthage, you can only bring the 3 mercenary Cretans as archers, but that leaves the question of what do you bring with your 4th range unit? And so it's interesting to see how people play that, whether it's a slinger or a Peltis of some sort. I've even seen people bring skirmisher cavalry, which is actually really interesting to see that go out and sally, use its Pila on things and then either come back into the settlement or, try to get archers. Look at that. Bloodsworn sneaking through a gap and going to hit one of the attacking thorax swords in the sides. 122 kills on it, but you can see the archers really targeting that. Cretans have actually taken quite a bit of damage. Looks like they might be down to even just 2 of the units. What about Chimeria? He's got 1, 2... He's still got all 4, even though some of them are pretty beat up. This one might break 97, 100. The other one does not... Oh, he's out of ammo on this one. Alright, so this one has broken 102 kills. 111 on this one. Does not seem to be getting shot. I wonder, I could even see, Chimeria here putting his archer in melee mode to try and trick the attackers. This one definitely still has ammo. 87 kills. Bow's out still. Where did the other... He had another one over here that I don't... Maybe he lost it. I know they seem to be losing a bit of ground on the top of this hill. It seems like the defenders are starting to run out of troops. Bounce power, I think, is definitely in favor of the attackers at the moment, but that definitely could change. It's one of those things that can definitely change. I don't watch these beforehand, and I ask people not to tell me who wins, who loses, so I honestly don't know what the outcome of this battle is. Libyan infantry and Shotel warriors going in. Well, they're kind of just standing in front of the hoplites from Chimeria right now. Not really doing much. Oh, they're going to throw point-blank javies. Nasty, nasty. You dirty man. Dirty, dirty, dirty. I don't know if any of the attackers are watching this, but that's just mean, man. I think the defenders are going to lose this hill, man. That's what I'm noticing is... I don't think they're going to be able to hold this. You got some mercenary Thracian warriors moving up. They've actually gotten some kills. But, well, I don't know, because, I really don't see much here for the attackers to go in. Most of their infantry is now kind of over on this right side. You've got some Bactrian nobles. You have the Indian armored elephants. Some noble fighters back here, but really... I guess maybe this thorax sword's going to go over. Elite Persian archers only have 2 kills. This man double chevroned his thorax swords. Scutari for Carthage really getting beat up. So I think it's going to be interesting. I thought that the attackers, primary push was going to be here. But I think they've lost it. Now that I've kind of assessed things a little bit again, I don't think that the attackers have enough currently to take that hill. So I think that's going to come down to them being able to bust through here and here. You can see Chimeria has moved more things up. He's got hoplites that are pretty danged up, but then a fresh unit behind. Libyan infantry going up against the hoplites. Those hoplites are going to go here pretty soon. You got Bloodsworn back here, but then, honestly, the attackers are then going to have to make their way through all of the elites of the defenders. Got Thorax Pikes from Macedon, Sword Masters from Swaby, Royal Peltis from Macedon. Swordmaster here, 132 kills, or 132 men left. I think he took damage from either the artillery or from, archer fire. Or I bet you it's right there when the building collapsed. Because the infantry was running back here And I bet you that all these units were caught up on the corner when this building got hit by the artillery. And I bet you some of those are swordmasters. In fact, I'm pretty sure that those shields right there are swordmaster shields. Because see, look at the Bloodsworn shields. Now, the swordmasters, where'd it go? See the swordmaster shields? Yep. I bet you that's how that unit lost its 28 men, was right there against the corner of that building. Libyan infantry, 95 kills. These hoplites are holding, but, you know, the hoplites for Chimera, I just don't like hoplites, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think they're very good. Disciples of Epidemic running up the hill, man. Look at this. So what are they going to do? Thracian warriors, maybe? Like, the Disciples of Epidemic are going to tear those Thracian warriors apart. Your best bet against them is archers, archers, archers. But you can see all of these archers getting ready to shoot this. Well, the Cimbri bowwomen, it looks like. I think the Cretans are out. Well, you got one here that's got some. But I guess he decided that he doesn't want to use it on the disciples. You know, if you brought the Thracian warrior and maybe another Thracian warrior, would probably eliminate that disciple pretty quick. It's down to 55 men. You know, I think you have an opportunity to take that down. I honestly think that the attackers also have an opportunity to get some of that cav and that back-trained noble horse. You could see the desert cavalry moving in, which is not a very good cav. But there's definitely some opportunity for sneaking around here. The attacker, or the defenders, excuse me, I'm curious as to how they're going to handle this situation because the hill is not going very well for them. What they had done, they rotated units from the gate side, brought them out, and they brought them back to the hill. Unfortunately, it looks like you could go through this stuff, but you can't, which is a little dumb. I do think that there should be the ability to go through this little building here. Some buildings that you see that, sometimes you can. But unfortunately on this one, you cannot. Looks like Swaby and Chimera working in tandem here. Hoplites going in, waiting. Then the Hoplites will pull out and the Bloodsworn will charge. Thracian warriors actually getting in against the backstreet noble horse. Doesn't look like they got a charge though. 104 kills, which is pretty good for Thracian warriors. And now he's bringing his Thracian warriors back forward. They're doing okay. They're trying to hold long enough that they can cycle. It looks like maybe some units up into this fight. Club Levy, 131 kills. Swordmaster going in. This is the one that was injured that we were talking about earlier. Is that another? Okay, no, it's a Kushite slave. I thought for a second that it was another disciple of Epidemic, and I was like, seriously? Looks like Kush is bringing even more stuff over here. Look at this. You can even some more Shotel warriors. Now, where is the backstreet noble horse going to go? Looks like charge the Thracian warriors. But another Thracian warrior coming over to assist. That one is a bit healthier. 107 men, only 18 kills. But here comes the fresh Thracian warrior, 160 men untouched. Let's see if he can get in on this backstreet noble horse. Thracian warriors have a bonus 20 versus large. So they do relatively well against cavalry. Thracian nobles do even better. Thracian nobles will annihilate cavalry. And not only will Thracian nobles annihilate cavalry, they will annihilate elephants too. They get a bonus 20 versus large and a bonus 20 versus elephants specifically. One time I saw a player charge the back of a Thracian noble with his cavalry and ended up getting it annihilated him. The noble, even getting charged in the rear, turned around and just cut his calf to pieces. It was disgusting. Because they get a bonus 20 versus large, and the Thracian nobles get like 69 melee attack or something. It's just something rude and disgusting. This one is up to 78 kills, and did he take the other one out? No, it's here. 100 kills already. 152 men left and 100 kills. Only one and I think he was already Chevron, so the kills that he has gotten were not like high quality kills, but in the end, kills are kills, and you gotta take them where you get them. Now he's pulling the Thracian out, hopefully to probably try and turn around and get another charge into, looks like a Chotel warrior. Club Levy, 159 kills. Bloodsworn, 89. Swordmaster's 108, not super high for a Swordmaster. In the center, you've got Samnite Warriors and Libyan Infantry, 151 kills and 192 kills. And on the far right, you got Mercenary Scutari. Looks like throwing their Javies against the Hoplites for now. Or were. 44 kills so far. But here are the noble fighters for Carthage. Looks like they are getting ready to go into this combat. And it looks like Carthage actually pulled out of this combat. Interesting. The Hoplite here was not looking like it was doing very well, so I'm interested that they took their unit out of that combat. You can see the Swaby noble what is he? He's a noble rider. I always get that mixed up. Noble rider for Swaby moving over to the right. Probably just for buffing would be my guess. I wonder if Macedon has been holding on to some of his ammo, because I remember seeing one of these did have his bow, but maybe not anymore. No, this guy. I wonder if he's holding on to that for the elephant, would be my guess. Same thing with the slinger. Slingers can make elephants go out of control, it's just not as easy. And here are the thorax pikes. Moving into position to lock down this hill. Look at how many have died to take this hill, only to fail so far. Especially because if they didn't hold down the ammo, they really don't have an answer for the pikes, and I don't think they've got that much ammo left. 154 kills and 135 kills. That kind of kills on an archer, you're typically sitting pretty low on ammo. Hoplites is 58. They've been doing all right. And they brought another Libyan infantry, I believe. Yeah, fresh one, 137 men. I can't talk today. I'm really sorry, guys. Noble Fighters 83. Looks like they did go in and get some... They got some kills. But now we got the Cimmerian Noble Infantry in. I don't know what they have been hurt so much by. They're down to 82 men. What was killing them? Because they didn't have very many kills, and Cimmerian Noble Infantry are decent enough to at least get some kills when they're in combat. So it's not like some of the cheaper hoplites where, you know, even though they are in combat for a while and they're dying a lot, you don't see a whole lot of kills for them. Cimmerian Nobles typically get a pretty decent amount of kills. This one has 6 kills in him. So I'm thinking it got shot by something. The center, look at this. Chimerian noble infantry actually pushing back some of the Carthaginian infantry. The hoplite unit actually falling back out of combat. Look at this push, man. Swordmasters, Bloodsworn, the Macedon General coming forward. Now the pikes coming in to lock it down. They are going to set up here, and if they have anything to say about it, the attackers aren't going any further. And I don't think that the attackers have anything to do about it. They could try throwing the elephants in, but it probably wouldn't work very well. The Bactrian noble horse here, 75 kills. Where's the Kushite Gen? It's been doing a little bit of fighting. 26, lost 10 men so far. Iberian swords. I wonder if that's why that Chimerian noble's so weak, is the Iberian swords throwing their javies and hurting them from afar. You can see another Chimerian noble infantry getting ready to join the combat. This one, unfortunately, not having the best day. You could maybe even throw in one of your sword masters over here, and I bet it would do some pretty good damage. This sword master ended up with 249 kills, even though earlier it was not doing the greatest. Pikes here, 131 kills and 57 kills. Now they're being backed up by 2 units of Thracian warriors and a royal peltist. The noble rider general for Swaby nearby. Bounce power has shifted towards the defenders. Here's one of those swordmasters. I just said it. Bring the swordmaster here, and you can probably clean this up pretty quick. These noble fighters are going to be a tough thing to deal with for the defenders. They're doing a really good job, the attackers here, of kind of rotating their troops, getting their charges, using their ammunition, keeping their men from getting exhausted. The Carthaginian general is dead. I think he died earlier in the game. Libyan infantry, 201 kills. It's very nice. Then you got a depleted one behind. I don't see what the attackers are going to do here. I think they're going to have to just give up going into this breach, because I don't really see what they're going to do about it. Then I'm interested to see how the attackers do with their elephants. I bet you they bring them over here. Now, the downside to this is that with all of the hoplites and Chimerian noble infantry and stuff that are on this side, it's kind of a tough place to take an elephant into. There you go. This Chimerian noble up to 33 kills. And here, Swordmaster coming up. And I think Carthage is just like, well, shit, what do we do? Swaby General may be coming over for some sort of buff or ability use. I don't see anything so far, but maybe they want to throw in their Swordmasters, use their headhunt, and then, oh, you cheeky. Nice move there by the Iberian swordsman, targeting their javies behind the front line into the Swaby General. Good move. A lot of people are like, well, that's gen sniping. If you're going to bring your general right up to the frontline combat like that, you better sure as hell expect to get targeted by anything and everything that can possibly go against you. If you don't expect that, you're not very intelligent. Now, if you're targeting a gen that's like way at the back just to be a dick, that's a different matter. That is gen sniping. Cameron Nobles send teams seem to be doing all right. The Swordmasters 51 kills now. And I think that's all on javelins. I haven't seen this unit go into combat yet. So they still have javelins. Look at that. Now, there's no way they got 51 kills with javelins. Really? No. No. Here come the Skitarii charging in, and for some reason the Kushite Royal Guard charging into the back of that combat. I'm really not 100% sure why. Chimerian Nobles going in to back up the Swordmasters. Swordmasters headhunted. We've got 131 kills now. And now the Pikes falling back. That's why. So Elephants thought about going into the center. Flaming Shot coming in against them, but they have not gone out of control. Come on. Go out of control. Come on, go out of control. They used Trample, but didn't really get into the enemy, into the defender's army. What are they at now? 77, or no, that's Bactrian Noble Horse. 24, so not so great so far. Nice move there. Using the Intimidate ability on not the Intimidate, but the War Cry is the one I think is a good move. The Intimidate doesn't really help. It really only helps when the unit's already kind of low on morale. These Chimerian Noble Infantry are not, so... But you can see the Elephant really just kind of stopped in his track by that Noble Hoplite. They have Expert Charge Defense, so I'm not sure exactly what he expected to get out of that. And then Carthage apparently going to walk into the Pikes. And for some reason was able to get through. Look at it. They got through the Pikes somehow. I'm not sure how. Look at them. They're walking right through the Pikes. That's a bit dumb. Oh, no. Look at the kills, man. Thracian warriors look like they're going to come and cut off this Libyan infantry and get rid of it. The Elephants still, they are out of control, but only 47 kills. Not so fantastic. And then it looks like the Royal Pelt is coming up to throw Javies. But I think he's out. Oh, man. Thorax Pike up to 191. This Libyan infantry stands no chance against those Thorax Pikes. Not by themselves. And not from the front. They need to get rid of this Libyan infantry, though. They cannot let it break this pike. Go back, Macedon. Go back. Finish it off. That's not good for Macedon's pikes, man. 213. He's getting kills, but if he's not careful, this Libyan infantry is going to do a lot of damage here. The Libyan infantry, 245 kills. Now, I think they're going to break it now. All right, so the Libyan infantry's gone. So the Thorax Pike should be relatively safe here. Looks like they need to take something over to this side now. What is the Thorax Pike at now? Oh, where'd it go? 251. The Elephants are now done with. I think he killed them. I think he put them down. Thorax Pikes, triple chevron, 260 kills now. But I think this is GG. That is it for today's battle. You can see Kush's Gen is the only thing left at this point. All right. So let's go look at some kills here. So for the defenders, we got Bearded Warman here with as Mastodon with 2,225 kills, and his infantry doing very, very well. Archers did okay. Titty Ronda's Chimeria with 1,117 kills. You know, it's Chimeria. It's a lot of hoplites, a lot of not kill things, but stand in one place things. Grey Wolf as Swaby with 2,503 kills. Wait, I said I didn't look at Beard. So, damn it. So Bearded, here's his army. Sorry about that. Now, Grey Wolf, you saw his earlier. I just wasn't clicked on Bearded's for Macedon. For Bearded, his archers doing very well. Look at the Thracian warriors. Very, very well done. 261 on the pikes. And for the attackers, we got Bloodless Angel as Battery with 1,997 kills. Elephants, they didn't do great, man. I'm just going to be straight with you here. Your infantry did really well, though. 272, 196. Really well done there. Now, Kush, commanded by King, with 1,706 kills. You know, the Desert Cav honestly isn't worth it, man, and I really don't like the Royal Kushite Archers. 116 on Disciples of Epidemic. Finally, Carthage, commanded by JJJ, 2,322 kills. Infantry really carrying the day. 168 on the Noble Fighters, but double chevron on him, so did really well there. 213 on his artillery. All right, guys, that is going to be it for today's battle. Thank you guys so much for joining, and we will see you guys next time.